The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel.
Our passion transforms a community that sees and shares all things new. Hi, I'm Riwal Tindoy.
Hi, I'm Hannah Tespeses and we're streaming live from Mandaluyong. And you're watching the 1% Movement on TNC.
Ako tayo na agad. Ba't pala ng screen?
Small steps,
Big impact. Welcome to the 1% Movement Show.
wherein consistent incremental improvements can lead to significant transformations over time.
In today's episode, we will talk about different Filipino mindset and how to change it to cultivate a better mindset, reshape your relationship with money, and embrace abundance.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm a civil engineer, contractor, and career development mentor.
I'm Riwel, an entrepreneur, a unit manager, and a financial coach. And we help young professionals in building their dream lives.
From getting career clarity, learning life skills, to building the right financial foundation.
Yan.
Yan. Ayan. So, maganda-ganda ang ating fifth episode for tonight because we will be talking all about mind over mindset.
Yan.
Ayan. So, very quick question. This applies sa ating financial coach right here and to you also who is watching and listening to us right now. Very well, in the span of 7 years, tama ba, in being into the financial industry, ano yung mga napansin mo na common Filipino mindsets when it comes to money?
And so with all the clients and tao na nakausap ko in 7 years, ang common ko narinig is marunong na sila mag-budget. Marunong na sila magtabi. So, yun yung maganda, di ba?
Ayan.
Pero dahil may idea na nga sila sa budget, pero hindi tama. So, yes, may budget sila sa ganito, sa ganyan, sa luho, ganyan. Ngayon, naging budget nila mostly para sa luho. Pero wala silang budget for their future. Yun yung negative naman. Sa'yo naman.
Siguro, I think with me is I started na mali yung perspective ko when it comes sa credit cards.
Okay.
Ayan, kasi before, takot-takot to have one kasi palagi kong naiisip na baka malubog lang ako sa utang or maging lumabas yung other na ugali ko na i-maximize ko siya without me knowing na credit cards are good friend naman pala when used the right way.
Yan.
Ayan.
If tama. Yan. So,
Yeah.
gandang realizations yun. No?
Mm-mm.
So, medyo tricky kasi sa credit card. So, ngayon tayo, we all carry money mindsets and beliefs. And some of these may be serving us or not.
Yeah.
So, depende rin yun kung paano ka pinalaki. Depende sa background mo, how your parents are doing with their finances as well. Kasi sila yung role model mo. And yung mga taong nakapaligid sa'yo. So, today, we'll share a few of these toxic mindsets and how you can turn it into the mindset na mas favorable para sa financial success mo.
Ayan. So, let's start with the first. Ayan. One of the most common toxic mindsets that we have, guys, is tayong mga Pinoy, as
Mhm.
Filipinos, rarely have emergency funds.
Yeah. So first is they don't have emergency funds. Well, depende. Ito kasi emergency funds. So common kong naririnig when I talk with my clients and my friends, may savings sila. Pero it's not labeled well.
Yeah.
So meron silang savings pero they're not, ano yun, yung savings na yun is nagagalaw. So
Mhm.
technically, it's not an emergency fund na. So di rin tayo ready for that emergency just in case. Diba?
Yeah. So, ano ba usually yung tamang amount? For example, ako, I want to start building up my emergency fund. Nilalagyan na natin ng label. Sige po.
Yes.
Okay. So, magkano ba
Depende.
dapat? Okay.
So
sige.
depende pa rin tayo sa emergency fund. So if you're an employee, ito rule of thumb lang to, no? So if you're an employee, around 3 to 6 months, kasi para may idea, no, it would take around 3 months para ma-hire ka if ma-lay off ka. So you have 3 months para maghanap ng work. While for business owners na minsan may pera, minsan Pasko, minsan mahal na araw, minsan wala. So mga 6 to 9 months. Pero depende rin 'yun kung yung work mo naman is very niche.
Okay.
So kumbaga medyo mahirap makahanap ng ganung posisyon. Doon naman tataas ngayon yung emergency fund mo kasi baka mahirap makahanap ng pasok doon sa gusto mong trabaho and sa gusto mo sa right skills and talents mo. So doon ngayon tataas siguro around 9 months na rather than 6 months lang yung emergency fund mo. So yun yung mga rule of thumb lang ito, no. So it doesn't work for everyone. So find what works for you.
And I think gusto ko lang din ma-add, actually ang ganda nga ng sinabi mo na at least save some para unti-unti mo nang ma-build up yung emergency fund mo. Kasi especially, of course, we have viewers na freelancers, mga businessmen, na hindi ganun ka-fix ang income. Diba? So, pwede ngayon, isang bagsakan, may ipon nila emergency fund nila, pwede rin namang hindi. Kasi hindi stable. Unlike to people who are employed, kaya nilang mag-budget ng percentage of it.
Yeah, so depende pa rin ito, no. Baka ito after ng episode na to, bigla niyo naisip, sige, magtatabi ako ng emergency fund. Pero hindi ka naman nakapag-set aside ulit for your other needs. Kaya unti-unti lang.
Yes.
Unti-unti lang. So targetan mo, lagyan mo na yung target. Kailan mo gusto matapos sa emergency fund?
I think I also want to point out kung gaano ka-importante si emergency fund.
Sample ba ng paggagamitan ng emergency fund?
Pag nagka-COVID ulit or pandemic ulit.
Yeah. So, pwedeng mawalan. Also, pagkaroon ng repairs sa bahay.
Yes.
Diba? Hindi mo naman yan iba-budget. Unless may budget ka for repairs, meaning monthly may nasisira sa bahay mo. So, kailangan mo nga siyang, hindi na siya emergency fund. Budgeted na yung repairs mo. Also, wala ka naman din budget for medicines.
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
So, vitamins, yes. Nag-budget tayo for vitamins kasi for health naman yun. But, when it comes ngayon sa medicines, nagkaroon ng sakit, ngayon may sipon, halos lahat may sipon. Siguro kayo, magaling na. Ako hindi pa.
Dahil flu season
Flu season. So, madidit ngayon yung emergency fund kasi you have to buy your medicine.
Yeah.
You have to buy your immune system, pang-boost pa ng immune system. And so, yun yung mga example ng uses na emergency fund. Hindi yung para bukas na 10-10.
Kasi paparating na yung emergency
Emergency, sayang yung sale, hindi yung ganon. So, hindi siya pasok doon sa ganong emergency fund.
Yeah, siguro isa rin sa money mindset na kailangan natin i-change is to determine ano ba yung meaning ng emergency, guys. Okay?
Emergency fail.
Ayan. So, let's proceed with our second toxic Filipino mindset, which is insurances and HMO are never the priority.
Yan.
Bakit kaya?
Kasi naman, di ba, kumbaga kung ako, if hindi ako aware sa ganyan, sayang naman yung pera na pwede ko sanang i-alat para sa pagpapalaki pa sana ng funds, ng business, or ng investment. So, why would I invest sa insurance and HMO na hindi naman why would I set aside a budget for sakit, di ba? Anong response mo doon? Ayun ang rebat.
Ayan, kasi yung mga Filipinas ngayon, iniisip nila na pag kumukuha ng plans like that, parang pinangungunahan mo na. And na parang you're expecting for that na.
Ba't mamamatay na ba ako?
Oo, yun ang mga common na linyahan, guys.
Gina-gaslight mo na, diba?
Yeah.
Tapos yung mga common na financial advisors, I call out na ano yan? Hindi mo ko nireplyan ngayon, pero darating yung araw.
Luluhod mo, char.
Nakatukin mo ako para sana pinulit mo ako, di ba? Nanggagaslight yung mga common financial advisors. But for the right educational
Purposes.
Right purposes nito, why not delegate a portion of your money, give that money to the insurance companies para yung pera na yan, if ever emergency happens, which usually happens, sila na bahala magabayad sa ng milyon, sila magbabayad ng hospital bills mo.
Yeah.
For just that specific amount. Yun lang yung babayaran mo. And yet, times how many yung pera mo to cover up your expenses. Diba? Dinelegate mo na ngayon. Kumbaga, you set aside that amount, that 10% of your money, that 20% of your money, para magbigay ng times 50, times 100 ng inyong money to cover up that uncertainties.
Yeah, and I think ito yung mga late realizations that most Filipino feel is that if yung importance din ng HMO.
Yeah.
Kasi di ba yung mga health cards na katulad yan, ang laki pala ng naititipid mo out of it. Let's say, for example, ako, I have someone na palaging nagpapa-check up. So, per check-up ng doctors is around 2,000, plus the laboratory test, tapos babalik ka na naman, transpo mo pa yun, everything. But there are health cards na cover you for a year. Depende rin talaga sa plan mo. Pero doon na talaga makikita na pala, ang gastos talaga.
Ang gastos magkasakit.
Yes.
So, recently, I heard someone na nagbayad ng whooping 50 million dahil cancer patient siya. Di ba 50 million for that, sana namatay na lang ako kung ako yun. 50 million. Diba? Sayang yung 50 if cash ka siya babayaran. But you can delegate nga siguro with that kind of coverage, 1 million, baka pwede na makapibigay ng 50 million si insurance company when that happens. Di ba? At least nakatipid ka na ng 49M. So, we're just giving you some realities with people around us na nakaka-experience ng medical bills. Pero still, at the end of the day, sa inyo pa rin naman yan. Would you prioritize setting aside that? Kasi yun nga, di naman tayo nagtatabi ng pera, di naman tayo nag-save ng pera for medical, for medication. Nag-save tayo ng pera dahil gusto mo magkaroon ng sariling bahay, gusto mo magkaroon ng sariling kotse, gusto mo makapag-travel, hindi yung pambayad ng bills. So, why not dedicate a lot or that budget for your medication already?
Yeah. And I also want to commend din yung mga companies na talagang kinukunan yung employees nila ng insurance and HMO plans. Kasi dito mo talaga makikita na, actually hindi naman siya mandatory, pero you can see that these companies really value yung employees nila by having insurances and HMOs within the company. So, napakaswerte mo if your company has that. Pero, don't let that be an excuse for you not to get one kasi yung company ko wala. So, you can get one on your own.
Yeah. So, there are individual plans or family plans aside from corporate plans. So, kung wala pa at yung nilipatan mong company or current company mo is not offering that kind of benefit, kausapin niyo HR. Sabihin niyo na, uy, dagdagan niyo naman yung benefit namin dito. Baka lang naman, di ba? Baka lang isipan ni HR kasi si HR is also an employee and might be influenced na, sige, dagdag tayo ng benefit nito. Check natin if pasok sa budget ng company. Di ba? So, at least mas magiging, mas magkakaroon ng efficiency yung employees kasi walang sakit. Diba? Maiiwasan yung sakit. Not necessarily HMOs are for for confinement na agad. HMOs can be used for prevention ng sakit.
Ayan. So, kung wala pa kayo insurances and HMOs, get one for your own. Palitan na natin yung mindset na yan. Ayan. Number 3 is not careful of getting into financial commitments.
Sample ng financial commitments.
Financial commitments. Gusto ko magka-car.
Ganun na.
Ayan. Gulat ako.
Oo.
Gusto mo magka-car.
Gusto mo
Ayan.
magka-car. So, yung mga tao, ang ginagawa tuloy, babudget na. Okay, magkano yung monthly ng kotse? Kailangan ko, 15K. Okay, pasok sa budget kasi 30K sahod ko, 50K sahod ko.
Alam mo, grabe rin yung, we're not name dropping any car company here, pero may nakita ko, down payment 5,000 lang.
Maraming ganyan.
Grabe.
Low down. So, kakainin ka na ng interest. So, ngayon, dahil nakita ng empleyado or ng tao na, uy, pwede pala ako makakuha ng kotse. I'll get my dream car.
Dream, oo.
I'll get the drive ko yung family ko, puntang ganito, ganyan, for just 15,000 per month. Not taking into consideration yung gas, kailangan pala ng toll fee, kailangan pa pala ng insurance, kailangan pala ng
other miscellaneous stuff.
Maintenance, diba? Na yung 15K is just the car, pero marami pang extra na baka umabot pa yung 30K per month aside from that. Unless gagawin mo lang siyang display sa bahay, diba? So, yun yung mga sample ng financial commitments na hindi inaasahan or hindi masyadong, be careful when it comes to considering before getting one.
Yeah, and I think dito, nasa kausap mo rin.
Yung broker or agent.
The broker, the agent. Hindi naman natin sinasabi that they're not 100% true. Pero kumbaga, there are some things na hindi pala nila fully na-explain ng maayos.
Yeah, so it's part of your obligation then to know what to question or what to inquire para malaman nyo na on top of the basic na binabayaran nyo, what else should you pay for? So, yun yung mga sinasabi tuloy na hidden kasi hindi nabanggit. Well, actually, dapat alam nyo din yun. So, it's up to you. There are tons of information in the internet. Pwede nyo siyang research. Ano ba yung kailangan nyo malaman bago kayo pumasok sa isang financial commitment. Bakit siya naging commitment? Kasi usually,
long term
3 years to 5 years ang loans per car while getting your own property. When it comes to property naman, ano mga titignan mo? If condominium yan, napakita lang nila yung monthly ng down payment. Diba? Yung pre-selling price. Pero hindi nila dinidiscuss yung how much would the amortization afterwards. So, amortization, which is yung monthly na payment mo for the loan, yung insurance ng monthly ng amortization, $1,000,000, which is yung estate tax or real estate tax.
Condo dues.
May condominium dues pa, turnover fee, may RALCO if nasa Manila kayo, tapos may nilad or nawasa na fee, tapos ikadami.
Grabe.
On top of the dues, monthly dues mo, tayo pang on the side na hindi diniscuss kasi hindi na parte yun ng broker or ng developer.
Yeah. And I think one of the best solutions here, guys, is syempre it's a commitment. If hindi ka ganun ka-aware into the commitment that you are getting into, have someone that would help you understand what it is. Kasi talagang pag hindi mo alam or hindi ka aware sa isang bagay, madali ka talagang mauto. Yun talaga eh. You'll just go with the flow. But if you have somebody, may it be a
partner who already bought one.
Oo,
yes. Already bought one. Nagkaroon na ng idea. Ano yung mga extra fees, extra charges. Diba? Mapapadali na yung buhay mo kasi they learned from their experience na.
Again, di namin kayo pinagbabawalan, guys, na magpumuha. Oo, go lang, guys. But in here, you have to be very careful para we don't fall into that trap talaga na mapapansin mo, di ba, when you go to banks, ang dami ng foreclosure na mga land titles, kahit nga condos, di ba, and even cars.
So, tingin mo bakit nagkakaroon ng ganun?
Wala ng pera.
Yeah, kasi na-pressure yung mga tao na, grabe, 20-something na ako, wala pa akong kotse, 20-something na ako, wala pa akong property. So, they bought one, assuming that they could pay off it with their current salary. Pero hindi nila na-consider yung other charges.
And so, ito, align din to sa susunod natin na number 4, which is not aware of bad debt.
Yan. So, bad debt. So, kanina, No? So, kanina, when you loan, and you loan for a property or for a condo, and you rent it, you have it rented, or pinang-Airbnb mo, it's a good debt, diba? Pero ito naman, if nangutang ka, and then di mo napansin na, ito nga, sample natin, kotse. Diba, nakakita nyo, kotse, may idea ka, how much ang nagiging resulting amount, percentage na lang. Wala ka idea. So, for example, a Vios today is worth around 1M.
Yeah.
After 5 years mo magbayad, ang total na hinulog mo sa around 1.4 to 1.5.
Yeah.
So, almost 50% yung nadagdag from the total contract price. So, doon ngayon nagkakaroon ng idea na, sayang pala. Sayang pala, hindi ko, and then ano pa, ang ginawa lang doon, hindi mo siya pina-rent or
maximize talaga.
Pinagkakitaan. You just bought it for the sake of dahil na-pressure ka. Dahil lahat sila meron na, ikaw na lang wala. So, nangyari doon tuloy, dahil yung, alam mo yun, naging 1.4, 1.5 million yung total na binayaran mo, pero yung value ng kotse mo after 5 years, nasa 400,000 na lang, 500,000.
Yeah.
Kung mababenta mo pa. So,
I think dito ang keyword, 2 words lang yan. It's either what you buy something becomes an asset or a liability talaga.
Yan. So, total, binring up mo yan. Ano ibig sabihin ng asset?
Assets is, mga properties, ayan, it can be a car, a house, that nung binili mo siya, yung pinagkakitaan mo siya, naging asset mo siya, literally.
So, kumitaan.
Kumitaan, yes. That's the best point. Kaya yung iba, when they get cars, automatic pinapag-grab.
Okay.
Pwede ba tayo mag-get? Basta
Uber na lang.
pinapa-car lending nila, or pinapa-rent. Baliktad. Pinapa-rent nila. And then it's the same thing with condos na nagiging Airbnbs.
Ayan. So, yun, naging asset siya. What about liability?
Pa-negative ka ng pa-negative kasi
Pwede mo siya
panagkakitaan. It's not giving money into
giving.
It's not giving, guys, eh. Ayan.
So, yun yung not necessarily, it's a bad investment if palugi ka.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, investment, the word is, pwede nyo i-look up yan. Investment is something that you should, yung purpose ng money is to grow.
Yeah.
The purpose ng money for an investment is to grow. So, if nalulugi ka, it's a bad investment kasi hindi nakuha yung purpose, diba? So, mostly kasi, paano napupunta yung bad investment kasi hindi nakapag-research na maayos, na-debate tayo. So, sample na to, which is yung number 5.
Number 5, and last but not the least, sa top common na mga negative or bad money mindsets nating mga Pinoy is yung mga get rich quickly schemes.
Yan. So, yung mga sample ng spill.
5K mo, gawin nating 5K ko. Joke. Ayan. Ito yung mga
reality.
Yun yung reality.
Yung naman yung pinapang-front nila.
Times 10 agad yung
5K
balik.
5K mo, gawin natin 30K. Mababa pa nga yun, hindi pa yung ganun enticing eh. Yung 5K mo, gawin natin 100K. Diba? Yung mga ganyan. So, isipin nyo na lang na how beautiful, how good, or how great that offer is. Sana lahat na lang nag-invest doon.
Yeah. Ito yung mga bagay na very too good to be true talaga.
Yeah.
Diba?
Bakit? Bakit nga ba sila nawiwili? Basta, lang natin to, parang lagyan natin ng research. Sa tingin mo, bakit nafo-fall ang mga Pilipino sa get rich quickly?
Ang hilig kasi natin sa instant.
Instant. Sampo ng instant.
Instant mommy, instant noodles, instant money.
Instant money. Yeah, kasi isang click mo lang, di ba? Isang mo lang sa Grab. Ay, Grab. Grab, food
You can sponsor this.
Ayan, di ba? Dahil ang bilis ng serbisyo ng Grab food at Food Panda. Oh, thank you, guys. Isang lang, nandiyan na sila. Baga nakikita mo ngayon, napaparating na sila, nandiyan yung food na in-order mo, and basically, kakain ka na lang. So, same goes with the get rich quickly schemes dahil na-entice tayo with that snap of a finger, nandiyan na yung pera.
Yeah.
Diba? So, why not? invest na natin to. So, ang daming nababalita na ganyan na yung savings nila for 20 years nilagay sa ganito and in just 1 week nawala na. Diba? So, ganun ka, si Get Rich Quickly. So, check nyo na lang muna. How would you check? Kung hindi kayo sure, huwag nyo na lang punta. Huwag nyo na lang mag-invest. Yun na lang din muna.
Alam mo, minsan yung nakakalungkot, ito pa yung mga taong kahit kakilala talaga nila yung nakakapagdala rin. Na-scam din eh. Like, a relative, a family friend. Kasi, masyado tayong nahuhook emotionally eh. Yun din talaga yung mga...
Trending naman yung ngayon. Yung nabalita mo.
Huwag na tayo. Pero, kumbaga, masyadong napangakuan and they see this person as credible na kasi kilala na, marami ng followers, ganun. Pero, dito na lumalabas yung mga schemes. Again, guys, if it's too good to be true talaga, maybe it's not. Really. Kumbaga, we're not really victim blaming din. Diba? Pero, nangyayari pa rin siya. It's a never-ending story na may na-fall pa rin into these schemes, which is nakakalungkot pa rin.
So, sample na lang natin siguro isang way how to check is make it sure na meron silang product na binebenta and they're really earning from that product and not just because of their recruiting or they're just inviting people inside. So, make sure na may legit product sila.
Yeah.
And huwag kayong maniwala na may website kami, may store kami, may physical store kami, ganyan-ganyan. Kasi ang dali lang magpatayo. Ang dali lang magkaroon ng website. With just 4,000 pesos per year. Tama ba? 4K, no?
Yeah.
4,000 pesos per year, may website na sila. Pwede na silang gumamit ng AI para gumawa ng sariling store or to something, mag-came up ng something. So, make sure na may product sila and pag-vouch nyo muna sa iba.
Yeah. And I think yun nga, once that you see the red flags, huwag nyo takpan yung mga mata nyo. Be aware of it. And of course, tulungan na lang din talaga. Ayan.
So, ang dami, no? Ang dami pa actually. Ito lang yung top 5 na research namin. And at the end of the day, it's more about your experience. It's more on about your, yung tao na sa paligid sa'yo. Ang daming pwedeng, yun nga, baka maging good or bad yung mga tao na paligid sa'yo to influence you with different kind of mindset. So, be wary, be discerning sa mga nagsasuggest sa inyo ng mga iba't ibang money mindset. So, yung mindset na binibigay namin sa inyo, kayo bahala if you want to adapt nyo yun or not. But at the end of the day, what works for you
may not work for you. Works for me. May not work for you. Basta, it's the other way around too. Again, guys, itong mga mindsets na to, this is something na hindi natin agad-agad kayang mapalitan.
Yes.
Kasi mindsets took years. Beliefs yan eh. Just like what you said earlier, lahat yan nagsimula pa sa kanununuan pa talaga natin. And it's something that we have adopted din talaga.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to say here, guys, is that it's never too late.
Yeah. That's why, on October 14, we have our Project Mile. So, Project Mile stands for Money Insights for Life Engineers. So,
Money Insights for Life Engineers, ayan. If you ever felt like managing your finances is like navigating through a confusing maze.
Yeah, and sure ka, if you're making the right financial moves, then join us at Project Mile and let's escape and help you navigate your own financial maze.
Ayan. So, Project Mile, this is our annual fundraising activities led by yours truly, ayan, the Life Engineers community, our core team, and the LEC Astra team.
Yeah, so we're dedicated to spreading financial literacy and empowering individuals with the right knowledge and skills needed for their financial success. So gain financial clarity,
get expert guidance,
and play the famous Cash Flow 101 board game by Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Ayan, napaka-exciting to event na to, which is happening on October 14. It's a hybrid event, guys. Ayan, you can join us on our face-to-face event at Cubao, Quezon City.
Or hybrid or Zoom or via Zoom virtually. We have 2 batches, 9 a.m. to 12 noon and 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m.
And guys, if you want to join again, register your details at bit.ly/projectmile2023.
See you there, guys. So, ang ganda na tong event na to kasi kung ano yung mga nabanggit namin kanina, lumalabas doon sa cash flow na board game.
Babasagin natin lahat talaga.
Ng beliefs nyo. Yeah. So, ano ba?
Ayan. Again, guys, we also want to promote. We have the new channel supports. Ayan.
The new channel supports FIDEM, a solo art exhibit by Jason Isaac.
A self-taught artist, Jason's prayers and paintings are intertwined in an expression of belief. FIDEM is Jason's inaugural solo exhibit of saints. He prayed to the family he lost and remembers, all in magnified and intimate detail.
And so join us also this Saturday. The art exhibit runs from October 1 to 10. So hanggang bukas.
Until tomorrow, yes.
At the Admiral Hotel in Manila.
And so make sure that you also check that out. And yeah, maganda siya kasi to those people who are into the art then, I know you would appreciate then.
Alam mo ba na ang art din ay isang investment? Diba? Kasi nag-appreciate din yan. So sooner or later, I don't know how art works, but I know it's appreciating. Nagmamahal yan. Kaya pwede mo rin yan gamitin as an investment. Parang sooner or later, pwede mo siya ibenta.
Yeah.
For someone who also appreciate art. Diba? Huwag sa amin kasi.
Hindi kami maarte. Yeah. Hindi naman pero kaya naming maka-appreciate, pero we're not into art. Yeah. So if you're someone that is into the art world, make sure that you check that out. Again, that is happening until tomorrow na lang at the Admiral Hotel in Manila.
So that's it, guys. So thank you for
joining us
and showing up in this episode. Sobrang gusto namin itong episode na to kasi ito nga yung core ng ginagawa namin as financial advisors is to help you be influenced with the right money mindset, with the right tools para makaalis ka sa iyong financial maze.
Again, you guys can follow me on my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Engineer Hannah.
And I am your life engineer in Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
And also, feel free to join our community.
Yeah, it's the Life Engineers Community in Facebook. So, see you there. Kasi doon kami mas talo nakakapag-post, nag-share ng insights about how to help people, how to help the young professionals and entrepreneurs navigate their own financial maze through proper cash flow management, financial planning, and business opportunities.
And thank you guys again for joining us at the 1% Movement, and see you guys next week.
Bye-bye. See you on Saturday.
See you. Thank you, guys.
Ang 40D, tumutulong patibayin ng vital organs, iwas sakit sa puso at iba pang sakit.
Ang ubo, mabilis lumala. Kaya dapat agapan. Dapat New Solmux Advanced Syrup. May 2 times zinc para ang ubo, imbis na lumala, tulungang mabilis mawala. New Solmux Advanced Syrup.
Unilab yan.